uma história de coragem, aquela que é contada neste livro, Por Amor aos Animais. A autoria é da jornalista Louise Callaghan. Hello, thank you very much for accepting this interview. Louise, what an amazing story! How did you find about all these people, especially one man that made a difference in a world of chaos?
Thank you. I mean, it was such an incredible story to stumble upon because I literally did stumble upon it. I was working for the Sunday Times during the battle to liberate Mossul from ISIS. And every day I was, with the soldiers near the front line, talking to people who'd escaped from Mosul, advancing slowly into the city. And every day I'd hear these terrible stories, people have been displaced and telling me these awful stories about life under ISIS. And then one day I met this guy called Abu Laith, who was kind of lived next door to a zoo in Mosul that was open the whole time during ISIS. And Abu Laith helped run the zoo, and when the battle started, he made sure that all the animals stayed alive. So him and his family, they kind of went hungry to feed the animals. And for me, that was he was just such a funny guy and really sort of interesting. And a lot of people in Mosul at the time, they were so scared, they were terrified of ISIS, understandably. But Abu Laith, a couple of days after ISIS left, I was standing in the zoo with him, and he was saying, "Oh, I hated them. They were terrible people. Animals are better than people, and ISIS, they were the worst people." And I just thought, what an amazing guy.
Another man who made a difference was Dr. Amir Kalil. Well, doctor, you are a member of the Four Paws International, and you helped this man and his children because, in a way, he involved his community to make these animals, to make the survival of these animals possible. How did you heard about this story? And well, we are talking about how did you manage to take these animals out of Mosul? It wasn't easy, but how did you know about this story and you decided to step in and help them?
First, thank you for the opportunity. Thanks, Louise, for bringing such a nice story to the public. Mr. Abu Laith, how I heard about him, in fact, I spoke with him before I see him. So it was a call from the neighbors of the zoo looking for advice how to feed a lion and how to feed a bear. So probably to feed them. The animal really not in a good condition. The majority of the animal passed away due to the military conflict with ISIS. So I chatted to him, and when I met this man, he reminded me of my father. In fact, when I saw him at the zoo, he looked like my dad. So despite the age difference, we don't have really so much age difference, but he reminded me how my dad is very simple, very kind, will do everything to help his surrounding. The man was really very happy to see us, and when we asked his assistance, I see in him a leader, because the first thing I have to do is to dart these animals already, and no one was able to go to a lion inside since over 50 days due to this conflict. So he offered really big assistance. It was other volunteers who came to help us. And sure, these cages where the lion was inside was so dirty and so, I would say, ugly. I mean, it was really a type of prison. The smell itself was very bad. Animal emaciated, some diseases, skin diseases, because they were urinating in the same place. No staff are able to enter, no cleaning. So when I give a face mask to Abu Laith and the gloves that when he need to clean, he felt proud to have a face mask like a doctor, and he was really very, very kind to try to help. Because at this time, my first visit to Mosul, I was alone, and I needed the help of the local to assist me with preparing some searing, some injection, with cleaning, with water. And he immediately put himself as a leader, but in a very simple and nice way. And I never forget how he looked like, and how I'm not sure if he know and understood really why I felt so sympathetic to him. It's just because it's my blood. He just was hugging me, kissing me without knowing me, and appreciating the work. And He just called me the last days, in fact, to ask about one of his dog. He took a dog in his flat and asked about you, Louise, and many greetings. And so really it is somehow, I can see animal connect people, even in the most dangerous situation where car bomb explode, where there is terror or threaten or war or human conflict, because human against human. I can see the animal in such situation is ambassador and peace, ambassador of peace and hope. And I think Abu Laisis was ambassador not only for the animal, but also for the human being in this region at this time.
Dr. Amir, it wasn't easy to take that lion and that bear out of Mossul. It was not easy.
It never was easy. And I mean, the team of 4 paws, I mean, normally I have a small team which is trained for such missions. When we go, I say all the time, expect the unexpected. We are going really to a war zone. We are going at this time when I visit Mossul the first time to make the first research and discovering the location and the logistic. I realized that, I mean, at the zoo, when I was also with Abu Lais and other volunteer, a car bomb exploded. So it was clear how dangerous the situation. It was nearly over 3,000 ISIS still have civilian clothes or between the public. You never know who is ISIS and who is not ISIS. And I prepared everything to go out with this animal. But at the end, our conflict, we ended between the American and the Iraqi, who stopped the animal to go out. They said, with any price, this animal will never leave the place. That's it. And it was really tough. And a lot of time I had the thought to give up. We are at risk. We are a target at military bases. It's ununderstandable at this time for the soldier or the leader or the generals. Why these crazy people, a crazy vet standing with a lion and a bear at the border, and we stay for 9 days to bring food for the animals. There is no supermarket at this area. Yes. I mean, it is a Secret Service military base area. We have to do a logistic every day to bring 28 kilometers to bring food. And in the first days, they make fun about us, the soldiers, that we are crazy. The second days, they started to ask us if they are able to offer their food, their breakfast, to the bear. So one soldier bring his apple to the bear. The other soldier confiscated 2 chicken from a truck and said, this is the food of your lion. So as much as it was hard, as much also, I think these 2 animals somehow make a lot of joy for a lot of refugee children when really they lost their houses, their family, but with a look at the truck and to see a wild animal and the smile in the kid who lost his family. This is a precious moment sometimes you can give as a happiness for children, to change the mind of generals which were bring every Friday, but the animal was thirsty, to start to change their opinion and to bring money to the animal. So animals start to change at the end of the day, the mind of the people in the surrounding, to say why these people really try to help animals. And with a lot of communication, people start to understand. Raising the awareness is important. We are all human. We were blamed, or I get a complaint, I mean, when they try to arrest me, that the war stopped the 2 days in Mosul, or the offensive is stopped for 2 days because of 2 animals. So I felt proud. If if the lion and the bear able to stop the war for 2 days, so I will be arrested all my life to stop the war. If animal can stop the war, it is possible. So animal can do a lot of miracle where there is no dialogue. At this time, only language is spreading. There is this language of hate. People when only weapons is speaking, grenade, bombs, ISIS, terror. Are you stupid? Can you not see we are busy fighting terrorism? What is this a lion and the bear? I mean, one of the general offered 2 bullets to shoot them. He said, you want to have a problem? So shoot them. At the end, the animal are really free, released in a sanctuary. I mean, Lula have now a partner, so she have like a boyfriend.
Lula is the bear?
Yes, another one. In El Mawa, as are swimming, they are enjoying living in the wild or in semi habitat, like which is near to their nature in a sanctuary with over 10,000 square meter area. instead of 1 or 3 square meter by 2 square meter, 3 by 2 square meter cage. They have now 10,000 square meter area. So humanity is very important. And my argument with all the soldiers here, kind person is a kind person. Kindness should not be divided. A kind person should be kind to human and to animal, not only to human. And this is the reason we have the problem in the Middle East, when we think only about human, not humanity.
Yes.
We speak about the race, the religion, about how important to be human, but we don't speak about humanity. We forgot the animal, we forgot the nature. And this is the reason we have terrorism in our region. The reason we have wars all the time, because human is fighting human. We are never thinking about humanity. It's very sad. It's very, very sad to see what's happening in the Middle East. But stories like Mossul, like Lula and Simba, for me are all the time, it's like adrenaline. It's like a motor in the Middle East to spread awareness about humanity, not only about animal welfare.
Por Amor aos Animais, de Louise Callaghan. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And keep safe, please.